They told me you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf. Everyone wants to blame productivity as the reason why our biggest issue in the construction industry. Productivity is a symptom of the underlying problem. A key underlying problem being that we don't learn from our lessons learned. How we're going to give you a process that you can follow, easily implement on your site. The tools that you need to be able to do it today. Stick with me. And I'm going to run you right through it. This is today's, what I like to call, $1 million question. Where is unfinished work piling up on your site? What aren't you learning fast enough to stop it? I want you to answer that one. Drop it in the comments. Or if you don't want to really drop it in the comments, hit me with the DM. Say, yeah, Benny, we've got that issue. What can you do to help us? How can you help us put this in place? All right, let's crack right into it. So, from a lean perspective, you've watched any of my stuff before. We speak to two types of activities. Green ones, value-added activity. Red one, non-value-added activity, which is busy work, which drives noise, chaos, and people choosing their own adventure. And it's called logistic. We did some study the other day from the book Intentional, and we worked out that teams that perform well, or people that hit goals, they've got an outcome goal. They then have a process goal that drives them towards that outcome goal. They obliterate obstacles as they're going through the process. They track the rate of progress. We've just introduced something else today, which is the blue one, number 5, which is they have habit points. I'll show you exactly how to do that as well. All right, so we don't just start out with, we don't make the goal easy so that we can achieve it. In fact, there's studies to suggest that making the goal too easy, not having a big enough goal, disengages people straight away. One of the key reasons that we don't like SMART goals, okay? So we use what's called, Dr. Eli Goldratt called an ambitious target, which becomes our goal up here. Our ambitious target that we are going to aim for on your site is to double the value-added activity for 3 days in a row inside 90 days. So inside 90 days, what we're currently doing, and I don't care how you measure this, you can call it EV, you can measure your value-added activity however you like. If you've got a percentage of progress that you make, you track it that way, and value, productivity factor, I don't care how you track it. We're going to double that number for 3 days in a row, a hat trick, inside 90 days, inside the next 90 days. Everyone's going to say, that's impossible, can't be done. That's where we do a session called, funnily enough, the ambitious target session. And we get everyone's reasons out why it can't be done. Tick that box. We now have our outcome goal. We then set a process goal. Of course, the process goal is going to be to run a daily ORCA. Same way that I run a daily ORCA as well. We're going to do that inside the platform called School. I'll show you how quick and easy that is to do in a minute. We're actually going to, when I run my ORCA today, we'll run the ORCA inside School as well so that you can track it, because it's going to actually help us out with number 4, which is rate of progress and our habit points. Need to obliterate obstacles. We've got our process goal. Need to obliterate obstacles. ORCA does that every single day. What were the causes for the results? What was the objective? Objective is to get to this here inside 90 days. We might have a lesser objective that's driving us towards that we've set for the day. We're not going to run to that every day. For now, we're just going to say that's the objective, okay? What caused things to go wrong? Get them down and we remove them. Not once, not twice, every single day. We learn to see waste. We'll evaluate our times getting wasted on non-value added activities and flow. How do we increase the value added activity? Then we want to track our rate of progress. I'll show you a spreadsheet that'll put that in so you can do that. We'll look at that right now. Here's a quick, easy way to be able to do this. I've just knocked this sheet up today. And if I put, we want that, righto. All right, so what we are doing in here is we make a pact, because we know that trying to get people to stick to something for 90 days, if we say to them, we're going to do 90 days of ORCA to drive this, that's going to fail straight up because it's too long and we'll fail in the dip. So we set a little goal, Pact 1. This is from the book Tiny Experiments. So the pact is that for the next 10 days, we're going to turn up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to turn up for 10 minutes and run the ORCA process with the GPT chat that Beanie's given us. Each time we do it, we tick a box off. So if we were starting this on 2nd of February, so if we did Monday, we did Tuesday, we did Wednesday, we did Thursday, we did Friday. Actually, we missed Friday. We'll give that a red. We missed that one. Saturday, we were all right. Sunday, we did it. Monday, we did it. Tuesday, we did it. Wednesday, we did it. With a little progress bar from up the top there. 9 from 10 days we did it. If we start to see a pattern that the day that we miss it is always on Friday, we can have a look at what's the cause. Why are we missing our ORCA on a Friday? Because the person that normally runs it goes out Friday afternoon. They're not there. Put an action in place to stop that going wrong. We're going to use this as an attack plan as well. So we're going to have the teams are going to have these obstacles to obliterate. We're going to list the obstacles down here. What are the reasons they're going to stop us from doubling our EV, our value added activity, and we put it into attack plan. So we can see who is working on which obstacle and when you're going to start. When you're going to start doing something about it. We start tracking our progress. Right, let's go back. We've got a rate of progress. That's going to happen in our Google Sheet. I use Google Sheets because they are actually easier to create a attack plan in than Excel. Everyone tends to have a Google account that they can use as well, so they can just get that sheet. If you want that sheet, just message me. What have I called that sheet? It's the ambitious target tact plan. Message me those words, put tool there as well so I know what you're trying to get hold of. Ambitious target tact plan tool. Last one is they're speaking to, we know what our value is from the book Legacy. What the All Blacks can teach us about the business of life, which is better people make better All Blacks. So better people make better project team members. That's our value. So how do we know that they are working towards that value? We track that on school. As I said earlier, when we do our our daily ORCA, what we're going to do is go to school and do it, because this gives us a couple of advantages. So we could go, this is how easy this is, all right? So we turn up, we set our pact is we're going to turn up at, what are we? We're 4:05. 4 o'clock. Let's pretend like we kicked off on time. Someone grabs their phone out, jumps into school. We've got a category there called 90 Days of ORCA. So within that category, this gives us tracking. We're starting to see what our actual conversations look like, what our ORCAs look like. Are we improving? Are we going sideways, backwards? What are we doing? So we hit the go live button inside school. This is how easy this is to do, track it and keep everyone on the same page. School wants to use the microphone, so we got that there. Join call. So we could not only be doing it from inside the office, everyone that's out in the paddock can come. Everyone's got a phone. No one's ever got a phone more than 3 feet from where they're standing at any given time. They could all jump on this at the same time as well. So we can tap that and we can, oh no, that's a cool link. Where do we go to? No chats in here. They can send us a message. I'm going to turn that back on. We've got the wrong spot here, so we'll just cancel that off. Somewhere, must be on the desktop. So we can record that. That's probably pretty important. We'd hit the record button there. Actually, we'll do it. So we start recording that. All right, we're running our daily ORCA. What's the objective for today? The objective is that we want to double evaluate activity within 3 days in a row. Okay, so what were our results? So yesterday we did our ORCA. This morning we got everyone to do a 3S before the shift started. And this afternoon we're actually running the ORCA process again. So we've got ORCA 2 days in a row. What's happened to the EB? EV's sitting flat at the moment. We're only on about day 10. We haven't really seen any impact on the EV as yet. Okay. So what's caused those results? Well, Joe's taken over. He said, yeah, he's put his hand up and gone, yes, he'll run the ORCAs for the next 5 days. So we've got one person that's taken a single point of accountability. They're saying, yes, they'll run the ORCA for us. Okay, then we'll run through the causes and we go, what are the actions? Someone needs to put a note in the pre-start to ensure that everyone does 3S again tomorrow. So we've got our ORCA captured. Stop that. End that. We go back to school. What will happen is it records it and puts it all in there. It's already in there. That recording that I just did. We'll create a post. We call this site ORCA. Site ORCA test. Just put date in there. So let's say it was, what is it? It's 28th. 28th, 2nd, 2026. Wait, 5, 6, we're into 6. That. Select a category. So it's going to go on our 90 days of ORCA improvement would be the place that would go. Select that. I post it. So everyone that's in the school community now, it runs a feed very similar to a Facebook feed. We'll be able to go and have a look at what happened at the ORCA on site yesterday. So you can sit there. Site ORCA test, I tap that, that video would come up. There's a replay sitting there. So we're capturing all the replays. We're looking at our rate of progress with our ORCA. But we said we also wanted values and habit points. So what happens is everyone's got a profile, same as you have on Facebook. So if I tap Beanie down the bottom here, that brings Beanie's profile up. Okay. What it's got is this little heat map down the bottom here. As you can see, all those green dots, if I tap one, it'll tell me on the 17th of December, I did 5 activities inside school. Activity is I either posted something like a ORCA, or I've commented on it. I've added some value there somehow because people, when I've commented it, people have liked it. What happens then is we can see that for everyone. Then we have leaderboard. So as we score points, we move up the grades. We move from fourth to second. We start in fourths, go up to thirds, threes after 4B, or this way anyway. Seconds, first, I've got it ranked like cricket, okay? And it has a little leaderboards here. It tells you, so these are the people in my community, okay? 7-day leaderboard, a 30-day leaderboard, and an all-time leaderboard. We can reward the people that are in there and are the most engaged inside of our community, ones that are driving the values for us. We can see the people who are getting the most engaged with the process. We have full visibility. We don't have to guess on it. We can see it inside school. We tracked it. You can get this tool. This is a ridiculous bit, right? And this tool does what's known as an exponential organisation, where EXO model, where they studied why businesses scale up so quick. They studied all the startups and they worked out that there was 11 core attributes that create them to scale like that. Scaling a project, scaling a business is the same as scaling a project. It does the exact same thing, just we do it in a really tight, compressed time frame. We don't have the time that normally takes to scale a business or the stability. You can. They said if you can get 4 of the 11 key attributes right, then you'll scale to, or it used to be called a unicorn back then. You could pretty much, it's a very good indicator that you'll scale through $1 billion. We need the exact same habits to get us, and learning and experimenting is a couple of those habits, funnily enough. A couple of those attributes. It's a couple of the core attributes. We can do about 8 of those 11 inside this platform here called School. Highly expensive price of mine's. I've got a fully paid community, so I pay, I don't know, 150. I think it's US 97 a month, so it probably works about $150 a month, because I want the branded name, like school.com/scrum that you see down in the corner down here, okay? And a few other bells and whistles that go with it that help me build my community. For a business that just wants to use it, I think it's US $9 per month to test it out. If you want to get access and have a look at what I'm doing inside my school, or you want to see your team in there, you're more than welcome to do that. There's a free level that they can start with. There is paid levels in there. Everything you need to know, all the how that you need to know, is not, you don't get the who. You want to work with me on the who, they pay for that. But all the, well, I still do stuff inside there. I don't do the one-on-one coaching or the group coach or anything like that for free. I still do lives with them, different bits and pieces. All the how that you need to know to be able to get this stuff done sits inside there. You can send your team to join up for free. I learn that. Then you set your own up, as I say, for the highly expensive price, $9 a month. A tool, I don't know about you, but a tool that's worth $9 a month to help you do that, and you can do that. That is the outcome. You can do that. I have no doubt in my mind at all. You follow what I show you, you'll get to that point. But you have to decide that you actually want it. I can't do that bit for you. Right, let's do. We're on day 66 of 90 at Daily ORCA. Remember that question, where is the unfinished work piling up on your site, and what aren't you learning fast enough to stop it piling up? Okay, enough about school. It is ORCA time. So this is the process that we'll be running, and we will create you a GPT, either chat GPT, or we can do this on Claude for you as well. Customize it to what your team actually needs. Very quickly, simply and easily. New shift. It is Wednesday, the 28th of January, 2026. This is the same process that they run. We do it this way to keep it standardised and to stop the arguments when it's like, oh, what do we say? How do we start off? What did O actually stand for? What's R? What's C? Takes all of that out of the equation and let you move quicker. We move from that Everyone heading in different directions. Everyone heading in the same direction much quicker. This is a home ORCA. What transcribes all sorts of things when I still hasn't done it. Home ORCA. Step 1. Daily live check-in. Did the daily live happen today? Yes, the daily live is happening right now. Now it went Walker. Not Maxi. There's no Maxi Walker here. He's long finished playing cricket. I said a lot instead of live. I get better transcription when I've got the mic speaking directly to it, but this doesn't because I'm on the phone doing this and my mic obviously is hooked up to my laptop too. The internet's bad today, slow today. Task validation from yesterday. I'm in trouble here because I didn't do one of them. So verify full kit before I start. Yes, I always do that. I do that with all my GPTs. I've burned that in now. Write a physical Kanban ticket before starting execution. Run the daily live. 1 is yes, 2 is no, 3 is yes. Objective of today's state. 1 objective. What was today's 1 objective? Today's 1 objective was to get one of the 3 meetings that I wanted this week locked in. Yes, the objective was achieved. Damn slow. List only behaviours, decisions, constraints removed, wingman used. Behaviours is I prioritised outreach first thing in the morning, so I just went and did the outreach and got the meeting booked via Messenger. Decisions, it was a decision that I was going to prioritise that I need to get moving. I need to get my meeting numbers up. Otherwise, I'm never going to get to the target that we're trying to do. Constraints removed is I've put some tracking in place to make sure I'm using the goal system from the intentional book. I'm doing everything. There's a lot more intent of what I'm doing at the moment. Intent on getting the right things done, the causes that are going to create the effect. Wingman I used, wherever I use a GPT to help me out, that GPT is used as a wingman. As he said yesterday, this just needs to become boring and automatic. Steph Curry said it best. Don't practice till you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. That's what we're doing with this. We're locking this process in until most of this, we're going to get the traction that you're going to get in doubling this value-added activity is going to come right about now. Between day 66 and 90 is when you're going to get through all of the awkward part of doing this on a daily basis. The hard part of getting everyone to turn up every day, everyone to start buying into it. People are starting to see the value of it now. I always talk to, there's about a 4-week process that you go through when you start something like this. Week 1 is they go, what sort of a harebrained scheme is this? What are they thinking now? Week 2, they think, this is annoying. He's still going on with this. Week 3, they go, hang on a sec. Possibly, just maybe, some of what we're doing in this stuff is actually working. And he's not giving up either. So I think we're going to have to start paying a little bit more attention to it. On week 4, to 6 is where we start to get the skeptics. If we've done our job well, which is the people that we need on board, we start getting their buy-in. Once we've got that, then this outcome becomes inevitable at that point, when we've let it compound long enough to actually work. Actions for tomorrow. Before a set task, confirm the calendar branch. Tomorrow is a weekday. So it's telling you what day of the week it is, for how complex do we want it to make the tasks that we're going to set for ourselves. So if you've got half the crew on Saturday and Sunday, there's no point in going, oh, we're going to do all of these things on the weekend and set yourself up to fail. What we're doing, particularly in the early stages, is making sure we're more about mitigating risk and going, what are the odds? How can we stack the odds in our favour so that we turn up and do this and we don't miss it? We give it time to compound. Verify full kit, write a Kanban ticket, daily execution index. The execution index was 2 from 3 because I missed the Kanban ticket. Visual. No, not going to do the visual reflection loop today. That's about it. We could tick another box off on our main tracking sheet. Daily live, yes. ORCA streak intact. Daily execution index 2 from 3. Full kit verified. Physical Kanban ticket not written. Phase 3, full flex and ORCA active. Sequence, no violations. Visual reflecting loop declined. Tomorrow's 3 must-do tasks. Verify full kit, write a physical Kanban ticket, run the daily live. And we're done. Repeat that question. Where's unfinished work piling up on your site? And what aren't you learning fast enough to stop it? Right, so tomorrow is a Thursday post, which is share beliefs, share behind the scenes, origin stories, or insights that build and connect deeper. I want to speak to the fact how this has driven this streak. Everything that they're talking to in here, and this is why I didn't actually create a New Year's resolution. I started this goal way back in, I forget what it was. It was well before Christmas. So I had the Christmas period in there and I made it hard for myself. I made it easy to fail. I made it harder for myself to keep the streak, just to prove how solid, how well this process actually works. Anyway, take it, use it, make it a great week. If you want help, if you need a who to help get the how done, reach out or jump across into construction school or get your team in there. Get your team in there. More the merrier. The quicker we all learn, the better we all get. Take it, use it, make it a great week. And we'll speak soon.
This is a big one. And I've asked a project executive that I respected a lot what the answer to this one is, but I'm going to ask you. When you think about the real objective of a project manager, going back to that loop, what is their actual mission? So that we can bring it home for the listeners.
Okay, so the actual mission is, I'd go back to the book by Patrick Lencioni, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and a quote in there that says, if you could get all of the people in an organisation rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry, any market, under any conditions, at any time. If you could get everyone, the PM's job is to get everyone headed in the same direction. If you could do that, you'll build any project under any circumstances, ever gets thrown at you at any time. That's my opinion. In my opinion, that is his number one job.
I love that, and kudos to you for pronouncing his name right. I always get that wrong.
I took a lot of practice to get that right, especially for an Aussie.
Yeah, because